You don't get a better life by waiting. You get it by building better habits. That one sentence might be all you need to hear today. Because the truth is, your life right now is a reflection of your habits. What you do, how you think, how you show up, and how you react. If you've been stuck, lost, or mentally tired, it's not because you're broken. It's because your daily habits are not working for you. They're working against you. The good news is this: you can rewire your entire mindset by changing what you do every day. Not next year, not next month, today. This audiobook will walk you through 10 positive habits that will rewire your mindset. These are simple, clear, real-life practices that help you think sharper, feel better, focus stronger, and finally move forward with your life. If you apply just one of them, your life will shift. If you apply all 10, everything can change. No hype, no fluff, just truth, results, and your next level. Chapter 1. Wake up with a purpose and stop wasting time. Wake up with a purpose and stop wasting time. It sounds simple, but it's one of the most powerful changes you'll ever make in your life. Every day people open their eyes and roll out of bed with no idea what they're doing, no direction, no urgency, no reason behind their actions. And that's where most people lose. Not because they're not smart, not because they don't have talent, but because they start the day like it doesn't matter. And when you live like that, the day slips right out of your hands. You need to start waking up like your life is on the line, because it is. You don't get this day again. You won't get these hours back. If you don't use this time to build something meaningful, it disappears forever. And that should bother you. That should shake something inside of you. Because your time is your life. That's all life is. Time. And when you waste time, you're wasting your own life. There's nothing more painful than looking back and realizing you did nothing with your days. Now, I'm not talking about being busy. I'm talking about being intentional. Waking up and saying, I'm doing this today, and I know why. That kind of clarity changes everything. It gives you energy. It makes you sharp. It helps you say no to distractions. It makes your actions stronger, faster, and more direct. Most people don't live with intention. They live with routine. Same thoughts, same habits, same excuses, same complaints. And then they wonder why nothing changes. Waking up with purpose means you stop handing your time over to the world. You stop letting the day control you, and you take charge. The people who succeed, the ones who grow, the ones who make a difference, they don't drift. They decide. And that decision starts the moment they wake up. They don't scroll their phone. They don't hit snooze. They don't wander through the morning. They move with a reason. That's the mindset that rewires everything. Purpose gives you fire. You feel it when you wake up and know what you're chasing. You don't need motivation when you have a reason. And that's what most people are missing. They wait to feel good before they act. But people with purpose don't wait. They act, and the feeling comes later. So stop looking for some perfect moment. You create the moment by doing what needs to be done. Every morning, ask yourself, what am I building today? Not what's on the to-do list, not what you feel like doing. What are you building? You build confidence by keeping promises to yourself. You build strength by facing the things you avoid. You build a future by doing something today your future self will thank you for. That's what purpose looks like in real life. It's not a feeling. It's a decision, backed by discipline. If you keep waking up without a plan, you're setting yourself up to repeat the same cycle. That's why people feel stuck. That's why they feel tired. That's why they lose their drive. It's not because life is unfair. It's because they live without intention. You can have a better life if you start owning your mornings. Not someday, today, right now. If you give your time the value it deserves, your whole life will start to change. Your purpose doesn't need to be some grand mission. Start small, start real. Maybe it's getting in shape. Maybe it's becoming more disciplined. Maybe it's building a business, fixing your finances, or changing how you think. Whatever it is, tie it to your daily actions. Make it matter today. Because if it doesn't matter today, it won't matter at all. Don't live your life always preparing to start. That's how people waste decades. Start treating time like money. Would you give away your last dollar to someone who didn't earn it? Then why do you give away your last hour to things that don't grow you? Think about that. Your time is your currency. Spend it wisely. Invest it in habits, thoughts, and actions that take you somewhere new. Every time you use your time well, you build momentum. And that momentum becomes progress. That progress builds confidence, and confidence builds a new mindset. But it all starts when you stop wasting time. When you wake up tomorrow, don't grab your phone, don't check your messages, sit still for a few minutes, breathe. Ask yourself, what do I need to focus on today? Not what's urgent, not what people expect. What matters to you? That one question can shift your direction. Write it down, set your focus. Start the day with strength, not reaction. That's how you take back control. You won't always feel like doing it. That's normal. But discipline isn't about how you feel. It's about doing what's right, even when it's uncomfortable, and over time that becomes who you are. Your habits shape your identity. You want to be someone strong? Start acting like it when no one's watching. You want to be someone focused? Then remove the distractions and do what needs to be done. It starts small, but it becomes permanent when you repeat it daily. People always talk about success like it's some mystery, but it's not. It's just consistency around the right habits. Waking up with a reason, taking your time seriously, respecting yourself enough to stay disciplined. That's it. It's not complicated, but it takes work. And that's why most people don't change. They want the rewards without the routine. But you're not most people. You're here because you know there's more. You know you've wasted enough time. You've delayed enough dreams. You've talked yourself out of progress too many times. And now it's time to stop. Wake up with a mission. Act like it matters. Because it does. There are people counting on you. Even if they don't say it, your future is counting on you. And it only shows up when you do. So tomorrow morning, give yourself a new start. Get up early, think clearly, move with intention, and start rewiring your life one habit at a time. The first habit is simple. Wake up with purpose and stop wasting time. Get that one right, and everything else starts falling into place. Chapter 2. Plan your day before the world distracts you. Plan your day before the world distracts you. That's one of the best moves you'll ever make for your growth, your peace, and your future. Because once your feet hit the floor, everything around you is designed to pull you in 100 directions. People will want your time. Notifications will beg for your attention. Your mind will start jumping from one thing to another. And if you haven't taken control of your day first, the world will take it for you. The truth is, most people live in reaction. They don't decide how their day will go. They respond to what shows up. They open their phone, check emails, scroll through messages, and start following everyone else's agenda. And what happens next? The important things don't get done. The goals stay goals. The stress builds. The mind gets cluttered. And they end the day wondering where the time went. You can't afford to live that way. Not if you're serious about changing your life. Not if you want to rewire your mindset. Your goals, your focus, your habits, they all depend on how you start. Planning your day is how you set the tone. It's how you stay centered. It's how you get the right things done instead of just staying busy. Because being busy isn't the same as being productive. You can be busy all day and still fall behind. But when you're intentional, when you plan, your actions move you forward. Before the noise begins, you need silence. Not just physical silence, but mental clarity. That happens when you take time in the morning to decide what matters most. You sit down, you grab a notebook, you write out your top 3 goals for the day. You decide your priorities, you think through your time, you schedule your deep work, you create space for focus. And when you do that, you stop leaving your life to chance. Most people don't realize this, but planning your day gives you power. It gives you control. When you plan ahead, you remove guesswork. You don't sit around wondering what to do next. You've already decided. That's the difference between progress and procrastination. People who wing it usually waste it. But people who plan it, build it. And here's something else. Planning your day reduces anxiety. Your mind gets overwhelmed when you're trying to hold too much in your head. But when you take 5 to 10 minutes in the morning to put it all down, what needs to be done, when you're doing it, what you're focusing on, you free your mind to think clearly. You give yourself direction. You stop overthinking because now there's structure, and structure brings peace. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need fancy systems or 10 apps. All you need is intention. You wake up, you take a breath, and you ask yourself, what must get done today to move me closer to the life I want? That's the question that sets your standard. That's the question that eliminates distractions. Because when you're clear on what matters, you stop chasing everything that doesn't. You see, people waste hours because they never stop to decide what matters most. They move from one thing to another, reacting, responding, checking, scrolling, and by the end of the day, their energy is gone. But imagine if you planned ahead. Imagine starting the day knowing what deserves your energy. That's how you make progress you can feel. That's how you end the day with pride instead of regret. Planning also builds discipline. It teaches you to value your time. You start treating your hours with respect. You stop waiting for motivation and start relying on structure. Because when you plan ahead, you don't need to feel like doing it. You already scheduled it. And that schedule becomes your commitment. And that's key. Commitment. Not just to tasks, but to growth. You can't grow if your days are filled with noise and confusion. You need space to think. You need time to execute. And that starts with a plan. You sit down, look at your day and ask, where am I going to put my energy? What am I avoiding that needs to get done? Who do I need to follow up with? What distractions do I need to cut today? These are the questions that make you sharp. They keep you from drifting. They keep your goals alive. Here's another truth. Planning your day helps you build better habits. Why? Because habits don't form just from repetition. They form from clarity. You're more likely to follow through when you know exactly when and how you'll do something. If you say, I want to